Stage 3 of the Criterium du Dauphiné, hot conditions for the riders, a really strong breakaway formed on some early hills. I don't have the images for you, but there was like 10 Ks of climbing at the start, the steepest extended climbing we've had so far in the Dauphiné, finishing in Charentonnet, and the final has a 1.2K, 9% climb, about 19 Ks from the finish. Could that be a launch pad like it was on stage 1 for the GC riders? We saw in the breakaway, Sepp Kuss jumping, Ineos wanting to be in, Van der Poel very active, he must have good legs. But then eventually the breakaway that formed in muggy conditions contained one big GC threat, Florian Lipovitz, also stage hunters Axel Laurence with a teammate Leonard, and the three main GC teams, Quickstep, UAE and Visma, when images began, or the broadcast began, were controlling this breakaway. Largely, yes, there's even Romeo in there, but largely for Lipovitz. Milan was getting dropped, coming back all day. There was a bonus sprint as well. Pogačar and Remco took 2 and 1 extra seconds respectively. But as I said, a bit of a warmer day today. You can see the ice socks down the back of the riders' necks, and they're trying to stay cool before this 20k pivotal moment where the peloton starts to speed up. So it wasn't a sure thing that the break would win. I mean, it'd been controlled because of Mr. Lipovitz on the back here. You don't want to give him 3 minutes. He was on the podium in Paris, top 10 in the Vuelta. Should have won Romandy last year. They've kept it tight because of him, not really because of Van der Poel or Laurence or Brooke Roland or Chris Neylands or Turgis, who is also in, or Louis Barret. But then if they start racing on the climb, it's going to bring the break back anyway. So it was really in the balance. The drag racing began. They start the climb. Van der Poel first. They're all looking at him. He's the big target. No teammate in the break. And you see that UAE win this drag race. Tim Wellens did a great job. And then Sivakov enters first wheel. He's able to cross middle. He's got Pogačar on the wheel with Narvaez in good position today. And Visma are nowhere. Kuss is on the left. Jorgensen's worked his way over into the Bora train behind Pithy on the right-hand side. Vingegaard's are really deep. Tullet's even deeper. And so UAE are looking good. We're thinking, are they going to launch it like on the first stage? But the peloton was more controlled today. You can see Jorgensen's on the wheel of Pogačar. Remco is actually much better position. Good job from Quickstep today with Casper Pedersen, Pascal Encorn, and I think Valentin Paris-Pantras there with him as well. And the breakaway starts attacking itself. Romeo goes, or he's following Julien Bernard rather. Lipovitz paces Van der Poel, then drops him. Tejada's looking good. Julien Bernard, great legs. So with Jonathan Milan dropped, even with this GC sort of control pace, he got the green light to go for it for Little Trek. Smart from them. Don't hedge your bets. Maybe Milan made it, and he can be defensive in front. Milan wasn't making it, so he can race for the stage win in the break that was going to win the stage because they had a minute at the top. There was no appetite really behind to chase, but Van der Poel's getting lent on. Louis Barret, Laurence, Brooke Roland, Dunbar, Romeo. He's got a target on his back, and Lipovitz, Tejada, Leknesund, and co are further ahead. Remco staying attentive. He doesn't want to have to do the same effort as the first stage. Van der Poel, you see Brooke Roland here. It's a hot day. You don't want to miss a bid on. And you can see his frustration when he actually just drops this bid on that he was looking for. And that might have been the last one available because there's less bottled points. Vingegaard works his way back to the front when it opens up a bit. Archie Ryan and Ben Healy kept their powder dry. Milan out of it. It didn't look like there was enough firepower with the peloton at 1 minute to bring it back for Lawrence Pithy, and they got Lipovitz in front. So half these teams have riders in the break anyway. And look at Van der Poel; he's just getting worked the whole time. Louis Barret says, "I'm not pulling." Opens the gap. Van der Poel doesn't really want to close it with Laurence pulling. Roland actually closes it, even though MVDP was going to close it. Lipovitz starts attacking the group ahead, and I couldn't really figure out Lipovitz's game plan, whether it was for GC or for the stage, or kind of a mix of both. I think he was mainly playing for the stage here, and then he transitions to going for more GC time later. But Barret and Van der Poel came across. They broke away from that group. Romeo then brings it back because Dunbar and the others were being passengers. And then Van der Poel telegraphs a little bit his attack. Julien Bernard's all over it. He was already sprinting into Van der Poel's wheel before MVDP even launched. Leknesson's into the wheel as well. So tough for Van der Poel to win this. The group's not going to cooperate to the finish, where it would be a sprint, where he would win. And it's going to be 9 guys attacking. over and over. He gets lucky a few times on the last little hill with 9Ks to go. Tejada launches it. I think Lipovitz went over the top, or maybe that was just a bit after. Romeo, though, he won a stage in Valencia this year with a very strong solo against good competition on hilly, rolling terrain after a hard stage, but Lipovitz closed him. So Lipovitz probably the strongest, definitely actually the strongest overall rider uphill in the group. Van der Poel obviously the strongest sprinter and puncher in the group. But as I said, even Romeo is the U23 TT World Champion from last year. He's got a contract with Movistar. I think it was like a 5-year or 4-year extension. He's signed until the end of 2028. They know they have a big talent on their hands. And when he goes for the second time, Laurence looks at him, Van der Poel looks at him, Legnesson looks at him, Lipovitz looks at him, Tejada looks at him, and they just react a bit too late. Too tired, too worried about the others in their wheel. And once you actually have 5 seconds, it's basically over and Group 2 syndrome takes over. And it's also because even Romeo, if you bring him back with others sitting in your wheel, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to pull all out for 4Ks with Van der Poel sitting in your wheel or Laurent sitting in your wheel, and then they're going to roll you in the sprint. That's just not how it works. And so Romeo had it sewn up with 5Ks to go. MVDP kind of keeps pulling to keep it together. Lipovitz counterattacks. His group of 3 actually stays out ahead. But the first World Tour victory from the talented Spaniard, winning the Dauphiné stage and taking the yellow jersey into the time trial where he should excel tomorrow. Van der Poel wins the sprint of the 3rd group behind. He's also still close himself, so I don't think he'll take yellow back tomorrow, but maybe after stage 5. Romeo wins ahead of Tejada, Barret, Lipovitz, Van der Poel, Laurence, Roland, Bernard, Legnesson, and Dunbar. So the breakaway did make it. The Peloton finished another minute back. Here's what Romeo had to say after the stage.
I don't know what to say, honestly. It was, I think, one of the toughest days of my life so far. The breakaway was so hard to get into it, and then I was not feeling really good. I told the car that I had to take a bit the risk and not be very active. So I wait until the last moment, and I know in this kind of finals, flat in a small group, I have good instinct, and if they give me some seconds, I can make it. So the moment they didn't chase me for 1 minute, I thought, okay, I have to just go flat out to the line.
Yeah, because you tried again, and then it was your time trialing that made the difference?
Yeah, for sure. I knew the final. I had this stage on my mind since, I don't know, 1 month. We have been doing altitude in Sierra Nevada, working super hard, all the team doing a super good job, and they gave me this chance at the beginning of the week. So yeah, being able to pull it off like this is, I think I don't know what I just did yet.
So Romeo takes the yellow jersey, good margin too. I mean, he's got over a minute on Pogačar and Remco, and it's only a 17-kilometer time trial tomorrow. 24 seconds on Lipovitz should be enough, so I expect Romeo to keep the jersey tomorrow, but we'll see. 20-minute effort tomorrow, no hiding. Pogačar, Jonas, Remco, we'll see where they stand after the TT. Remco's the favourite, but I'll see you with a recap after. Ciao, ciao.